Hi there, it's Kevin with the Rogue Deck Builder here with this week's episode of the Tuesday Brews Day. We got a special one for you this week as I'm going to be playing in the Arena Decathlon with the Pauper format. So this isn't going to be your run-of-the-mill standard or modern or pioneer. I actually love these formats that Arena comes out with, so kudos for them for actually creating this. It's a little bit different than your regular Pauper because I believe it is only the last 2 years of cards. They're calling this Historic Pauper, but it's only going back to the Adventures of Forgotten Realms, and everything is in standard right now with some released cards in Arena, as well as I believe like the historic specific cards, as well as Baldur's Gate is in here for all the cards that were printed on Arena. So it's a very unique format, and I love these type of formats because they're wide open for brewing. And people have already started to define this format. There are a lot of very similar decks you'll come across. We'll talk about those in a second, but let's just go over what the Arena Decathlon is. First of all, the Arena Decathlon is just going to have many events over the month of January. So right now what's going on is the Phantom Jump-In and the Pauper, the Historic Pauper. So that's what we're going to be showcasing today is the Historic Pauper. And this does end tomorrow, so if you want to play this deck, highly suggest you build it quickly and enter it in. And this deck does super, super well. So in 4 attempts, I went 6-3, 6-3, and then 2 in a row of 7 win finishes with this deck. It's a very, very good deck against the meta. I'll explain the meta in a second, but I'm glad they're doing these type of stuff because even though the prize support is not the greatest for this decathlon, how it works is you want to collect at least 3 of these tokens, so you want to win 7 wins off of 3 of these events. You can see all of these events that they're going to be doing: Traditional Explorer, Phantom Omniscience Trap, On the Edge. You can read about it here. I'll have a link in the description. And then when you do collect these tokens, you have entries into these other events, and then depending on how far you win in this, the Arena Decathlon Finals is what you'll get. I mean, I'm pretty disappointed with the prize support, but I guess there's prize support on top of prize support, but Wizards is pretty greedy with this type of stuff. 4 mythic rare wild cards and 4 rare wild cards is pretty weak for going 4 wins for collecting all these tokens and whatnot, just to get a measly 8 wild cards. And I guess you do get these draft tokens, but you actually get them for just 2 wins here. So anyway, you can read about this in the description. I'll put it in the description where you can read about the Arena Decathlon. Again, Pauper is a very, very fun format utilizing only commons. I particularly love Pauper because it is more of a tit-for-tat type format. You don't have these, just haymaker cards that I call that plague like Modern and Pioneer, or like things that answer everything. You have to be very creative with your threats and very creative with your answers, and be very efficient with how you play your cards. So I love that way of playing Magic. I really, really love it, and it's just so sad that Standard even has gone further down the road of like must-played cards, must-answer threats. I mean, the removal is so good in Standard right now, some of the best removal we've ever had, and the threats are so good too. We have some of the best threats. It's the forms of these 4-drop creatures like Sheoldred, 5-drop creatures which are super, super powerful right now. Is just absolutely nutty. I mean, there's cards in Standard right now like the Phyrexian, what do they call them? The Devourers. Like there's the green one, the 6/6 trample for 6 or for 5 mana that doesn't see any play right now because it just is outclassed by even better cards. So it's crazy, kind of the power creep we've seen, especially for creatures, and how they've adjusted with Standards. They've also made some of the best removal. So I'm not the biggest fan. Like Standards is an okay spot right now. I still feel like it's better than Standards of yesteryear because you're still playing Magic. It's not this like wombo combo hell that we went through, or these like Drago hells we've gone through in the past too with Standards. There is a lot of back and forth Magic being played in Standard. However, there still is the problem with the haymakers and the perfect removal scenarios, which is a little bit frustrating because I like to be creative with stuff. And Pauper is a perfect place for this, and a format like this Arena Decathlon is the perfect place because, like I said, it's a wide open space. It hasn't been figured out. I mean, you will come across some trends, and there definitely are some cards that are a bit higher power level than others that people just gravitate towards. But all in all, it's a pretty fun format to play. So anyway, there we have it with the Arena Decathlon. So what I've got before you is this Ardent Elementalist deck. The combo is this Ardent Elementalist, and you've noticed I've done this with Pauper decks in the past. These are cards like catnip for me, anything that returns a sorcery back or an instant back, and then you want a sorcery that can get back 2 creatures, and there's your wombo, there's your synergy combo. So you want 2 Ardent Elementalists in your graveyard, and you can use this card called Urborg Repossession. which allows you to return a creature card and a permanent card if you kick it. So for 3 mana, you get a creature card back, and it's something else, and it can be another creature, which is typically what you're going to get in this is another creature. And then you have your kind of rinse and repeat, get 2 Ardent Elementalists back, and as soon as you build up high enough mana, then you can start outgrinding your opponent. So this deck takes a long time to finish off your opponent. So this is not a quick and easy deck just to throw down and swing, turn your card sideways and win the game, which actually this format's pretty plagued by. As you'll see, there will be a lot of mono white aggros. There will be a lot of red aggros. Kind of red spell aggros, and there will be a ton of blue decks trying to get the Tolarian Terror out. So that's what really the meta is you've got those 3 decks are the most popular ones. You see occasionally some Dimir zombies, which actually runs kind of similar to this deck. It's trying to get a lot of recursion and value. And you'll see some white black decks that just try to really do the value engine through creatures as well. However, I haven't seen anyone really run this type of shell. There's some Gen Sacrifice decks out, but they're trying to be more aggressive than we're trying to be. No one's really gone this like wombo combo. Ardent Elementalist. So there are a couple of honorary mentions too that work with this. So one of the things you can get with Urborg Repossession is you can get back a Blood Fountain, and then you can actually start getting even more value because the Blood Fountain is going to get 2 creatures back, give you a blood token, and all that sort of stuff is going to finally loop enough creatures and enough card advantage that you'll be able to win the game. But like I said, it takes a long time for this to work. Dig Up the Body is another one because it allows you to get 2 creatures back, and this one's actually kind of cool with the Ardent Elementalist because you can actually sacrifice the Ardent Elementalist. It's already in the graveyard, meaning it's eligible when it triggers to grab Ardent Elementalist back, and then you can get back one other creature. So that's another way to start grinding out your creatures. However, this does mill 2 cards, which does get you pretty low in a 60-card deck after a while of using this a couple times. But that's also pretty cool to use early because if you don't have an Ardent Elementalist and you have something like a Voldaren Epicure, you can actually eat the Voldaren Epicure to mill 4 cards and hopefully find an Elementalist to start getting back and start looping the combo. So that's the combo. We're going to be running cards to just stall out the game, and then a lot of creatures that are wanting to die. So the Shambling Ghast is, of course, one of the best cards in Pauper for this particular format because it's going to give stuff -1/-1. There's a lot of 2/1s and 3/1s in this format. One thing I do suggest is not running things like Disfigure because there aren't a lot of 2 toughness creatures. So it's 1 in 3 is kind of the meta in this deck because there's a lot of red creatures that have 3 toughness, which I'm sure will go against the red deck. I don't know how much time I have to play because this deck, like I said, takes forever to play. But there is also a lot of 1 toughness creatures. So if you can just kill it with something like a Shambling Ghast, then Shambling Ghast is just an all-star in this deck. And it leaves behind a treasure token if you do need to use it as a sacrifice outlet. So it gives you a way to either ramp up or use that mana. This is a very greedy mana based deck. The next one is the Voldaren Epicure. This leaves back a blood token, helps you dig, gives you a blood token as fodder. We'll see what that's good for in a second here. And again, it's just a 1/1 that chump blocks stuff, and then you get the value out of it. Another card that's decent is a 1-of because it gives you options. It's the Doomed Dissenter. This leaves back a 2/2 black zombie creature token, so it's a 2-for-1. Just chump blocking and leaving back a zombie. And then you can... is another way to start getting a lot of value back by eating it. When you don't necessarily need the card advantage once you got the loop going, where you can start getting the creature advantage out of the zombies. And then we have the Guildsworn Prowler. This is a historic card, which is pretty good. It's Death Touch 2/1, and if it dies, if it wasn't blocking, then you draw a card. We're typically going to use this to block, though, because it's just going to be a roadblock for cards to get through. It trades with everything in the format, like the Tolarian Terrors and the Prowess cards from Red. And if we just use a 2/1 Death Touch to trade for something, that's great. If not, we can utilize it with all of our sacrifice engines, which we are going to show now, which is the Deadly Dispute. Amazing card, probably the best card in Pauper right now. It's a powerful card. He's playing, Pioneer. It's going to sacrifice something, draw 2 cards, leave back a treasure. And then the Reckless Bargain is actually pretty cool too, because this is a great thing to kill your Ardent Elementalist by gaining 4 life and drawing 2 cards. So Reckoner's Bargain works very, very good as your other sacrifice draw 2 cards. So there's going to be 6 of those. The other sacrifice things will be Eaten Alive. This is going to take care of everything in the format. You're going to sacrifice your Epicures or Ghasts. Oftentimes there's a white deck. It's a 2-for-1 because you eat your Shambling Ghast. Well, I guess it's a 2-for-2 at that point, but you eat your Shambling Ghast, kill their 1/1, kill their 3/4 flyer, and then you're pretty good at that point. You've traded up as far as converted mana cost is concerned, and then you'll get back on the card advantage eventually. Voltage Surge is pretty good. Works with your blood token that you get from your Blood Fountain or your Epicure, and there are treasure tokens too from the Shambling Ghast that are left back, or the Deadly Dispute that can be surged away. Like I mentioned, the 2 is relevant against the 1 toughness creatures, but 4 damage is actually quite relevant because it does kill the 3 toughness creatures in this format. Not a lot of 4 toughness. There's like it's a Griffin or a Pegasus or something. We'll come across it. Does have 4 toughness. So Voltage Surge is actually relevant versus that. Then we have the Powerstone Fracture. Same thing. This is a lot more versatile because it can eat artifacts or creatures, but it is sorcery speed, so keep that in mind. And kind of panic buttons here, we have the Extinguish Light for 4 mana. You can gain 3 life. Its converted mana cost is less than 3, and an Overwhelming Remorse that can get down to 1 mana quite easily in this deck when we're kind of milling ourselves or going late game, as just a way to start exiling things and finishing out the game. So by far our worst matchup is going to be the zombies, because they just have some ways to exile our graveyard, and that kind of sucks for us because we are a graveyard recursion deck. But other than that, the mono white is very easy, the mono red is very easy, the mono blue is very easy. You see some like green ramp decks occasionally that try to just get out big buff creatures. They can be a little bit of a problem because they do run some trample cards that can trample through. That's another thing you also have to worry about in the mono red, is they do have the ancient or ancestral something. It gives +1/+0, and then for each one in the graveyard plus trample and draw a card. So you got to kind of play around that for sure. Chump block early, and then make sure you remove them if they do try to pump like 1 creature big and try to give it trample. So all in all, though, this deck basically just loses when it gets some very awkward draws. Like, I wouldn't say there's a bad matchup. It's very good against all matchups. The problem with this deck is sometimes you just get like flooded with one type of card. You need all of the pieces in this card, or for whatever reason, like miss land drops, don't get up. You want to hit a land drop every turn, and then this, like I said, a very greedy deck that wants to start looping the Ardent Elementalist. And so if you hiccup early and they are able to dump their hand, especially like the mono whites or the mono greens, then they can get ahead of you, and then you just can't keep up with like removal as they keep putting out a threat, and then you kind of stumble. So this deck loses to itself. It doesn't really lose to any other decks except for the zombie one. Can be a little bit tough. Anyway, there is my massive 12-minute explanation for this. Let's see if we can actually get a couple games in here. I don't know why I'm playing this again because the prize support is so horrible, but it is a fun format. Like I said, I love doing these events because like it's wide open. It's something new. It's something refreshing, and that's what I love about Magic. I don't know why just like people will play like one format forever. I get perfecting something, but Magic has so much depth to it. If you play all these various formats, there's so much that they could do. I'm glad they're doing it with Arena because I've been calling for this type of stuff for years, that there is so much stuff. It just requires someone to organize it, and you can get together really, really fun, formats and themes and whatnot. So I don't like keeping 2-landers. I want at least 3. The problem was with Best of 1, Arena tries to give you these like crazy. So we'll go ahead and keep it, though. I don't like the Arena algorithm where it tries to give you... Ooh, what do we want to do here? I think the Caves tapped is good because turn 2 we can just do Shambling Ghast and the Epicure. I think that's a little more powerful. So, let's see. We have mono white, which is going to be pretty simple. I think I'd rather have 2 creatures out here rather than like a Prowler or a Doomed Dissenter. So I'm going to go Ghast and Epicure. And our opponent can't really attack in now because they'll lose their Lunar Veteran. You don't want to use a removal spell on the Veteran, so there's some key cards you want to save your removal for. One is going to be there's a Unicorn, I believe, that pumps all their creatures, and the other's going to be a Flyer. But I will trade here. This is fine. We'll trade it up, kill them both. So our opponent gets 2 for 1. Since they're both 1 toughness creatures. And then that's like a Unicorn later on that our opponent doesn't get. So here we'll kill our own creature with the Deadly Dispute just so we can draw some cards. Ooh, do you want to do the Blood Token? Let's do the Blood Token. Let's do the Blood Token rather than the... Okay, good. We did find the land drop. I don't think we need to get any of these out. We'll wait a turn. It's fine. So, need one more. You can use your Ardent Elementalist early to get back removal, because eventually you'll get the Urborg Repossessions. Unfortunately, this is kind of weird. I'm going to just go Ardent Elemental, get back the... Yeah, it's fine. That's what we'll do. Our opponent is kind of missed land drops as well, and so we'll just get back the Deadly Dispute and pass it up. So opponent missed land drops. They want to be hitting land drops early because that's their whole point. That does hurt us because the Ardent Elementalist is now blanked. So now they're both blanked. Our opponent's pretty dumb, though. I mean, they don't know what our deck is. Maybe they do, because using a Petrier's Humiliation on a 1/1 Epicure? You serious? It's pretty bad. Pretty bad. Here we can go Doomed Dissenter and then Deadly Dispute. I don't want to, like, throw the Prowler out. Or do we? We can go double Prowler and just start going on the aggro. We can do that. I think that's fine. And they're good to Deadly Dispute anyway. They're great because they draw 3 cards. You've used 2 Humiliations. So this Flaming Fist is coming out, and we're not going to block here. We will attack him with both our guys. And then we can Deadly Dispute one of them away is fine because I want to draw maximum cards. And this will draw us 3 because we want to be hitting land drops. Your opponent's still stuck on 2 lands. So this white deck is trying to run a ton of cards that draw as well. They have a billion. So do we need to draw a tap land here? I could put 2 cards out, or I could go Epicure, or I can go Doomed Dissenter. I'm going to go Doomed Dissenter and Epicure. Get both of them going. Yeah, I think that's better. And our opponent's in a real bind. And pass it up. Again, none of these are worth killing at the moment. Opponent's been pretty unlucky not hitting that 3rd land drop. And they're just going to scoop it up because now they're not going to be able to come through. So, unfortunately, we didn't get to see the combo here, but eventually we're just going to. It's very, very tough for my opponent to come back from that situation. They'd be hitting land drop, trying to get ahead of me. And I'm sure my opponent had a lot of, like, 3 drops because you have the 2/2/1s that then draw a card. And that's why one of the most played cards right now in the format is End the Festivals, which does 1 damage to everything. It actually does hurt our deck pretty bad if we cared if our cards die, but the good news is we don't care if our card dies. And that mono white deck is by far the most popular deck. That's you'll see people playing that. There must be some YouTuber that posted mono white deck because it's everywhere. Okay, it could be a zombie deck, or it could be a... Do we care about tap land next turn? I'm trying to think if we just want the tap land out. Yeah, I'll just do tap land. I kind of like this first. Opponent can get for 1 damage. This could just be mono black too. There's a lot of mono black. Yeah, okay. There's a couple of sacrifice decks. Okay, red black sacrifice is what this is. And these decks can be a bit of an issue, but it's not terrible. So we'll go the Prowler. Our opponent's going to kill it with the Shambling Ghast, which allows us to draw a card, which is fine. But we have to worry about this 4/4. So this can be a hard matchup if we go second, because our opponent just gets the jump on us. But if we go first, usually it's good. So our opponent's going to kill it, draw a card, kill this, we draw a card. And then we're stuck with this 4/4 we have to deal with. That's the only problem. Yeah, that's why I decided to go this route, because at least we got some, we got some card advantage off of it. Sort of. I mean, our opponent's getting back stuff. So we're taking 4. Unfortunately, we don't have a removal spell in our hand. We just have Reckless Bargains, which we will be using this next turn. So it's just going to be Epicure, and then we'll Reckless Bargain it when our opponent tries to attack in. So we just need to get to the late game, and hopefully... This is actually an option we could run in our deck. But typically they use like body droppers in here. And we will chump block this. There's no point not to. Because we want to utilize our mana. And life total is very relevant for this, because if we can get to the late game, we can outgrind. Unfortunately, we still don't have a removal spell. So... we could go Elementalist next turn. We could go Epicure, dig up the body. And then we can get back 2 cards. That's also very, very decent. Our opponent just passed the turn. I'm not sure what that was about. We do have Eaten Alive as well. That's very interesting, because that is a card that... But my opponent might be holding up a Deadly Dispute. So I think I like the Epicure play. And then we can either go Deadly Dispute or Reckoner's Bargain again. So, yeah, I'm not going to go this Eaten Alive because I'm pretty sure my opponent's got a Deadly Dispute in hand. Because I'm not sure what else my opponent would be doing. Like, they run Reckoner's Bargain and Deadly Dispute, I believe, in this. So, I think I'm going to utilize my mana better here. And go dig up the body. Which is so cool, this is an instant speed card. Because this also, our graveyard is relevant, so it gives us fuel in the graveyard. So hopefully we can not hit lands, because we want to draw the lands. And we do need a green source eventually. So there's the Urborg. And we have 2 elementals in our hand, so I think just grabbing like a Prowler is fine here. And oh no, there's a green source, and then just another Epicure, because we need to be playing creatures. We only hit 1 land there though, so statistically speaking, we have a lot of lands coming up. And I definitely want my opponent to like be dropping some body droppers so that we can get rid of them, or tapping out here. Yeah, I don't know what my opponent's doing. So, as long as my opponent's not doing anything, we'll start off with a Deadly Dispute. Maybe I'll hit some lands. There we go. Because I just wanted to make sure we hit the land. We can go Epicure here. And again, I just don't feel like it's good to kill my opponent's... Let's do a Prowler. If my opponent wants to trade with the Prowler, we'll do that as well. So I could go Eaten Alive. Excuse me. Eaten Alive here. Nah. Interested to see what my opponent has in their hand. They would have the thing that exiles cards out of the graveyard. They would have played it. It's a 3/4 zombie. It leaves back 2 decays, which is another option we could use in this deck. But I mean, there's a lot of options. There definitely is. You could tune this deck that I'm playing, but so far we're good there. Our opponent gave us some breathing room. We are 1 land drop behind our opponent. Do we miss one, or we're just that turn behind? I can't quite remember. I've only milled 1, so there's Infiltrator. It can get big. It typically isn't that bad, though, because it doesn't give Menace and Trample and things like that. It's the body droppers that are the problem. So, opponent's going to kill the Prowler. Oh, gonna... So, unfortunately... Does he have an Eaten Alive or something? That's pretty good with the Blood Betrayal. Yeah, it kind of sucks. Because my opponent gets to draw a card. And sacrifice a creature. So, that was bad for me to put out. But we do get to kill the demon next turn. Or do we? Because we have... Yeah, we have a Powerstone Fracture. I could actually kill both of them. We do hit the land drop. Eaten Alive. Actually, we can't do a Powerstone. Ooh, what is the play here? What is the play? I think I'm going to do Ardent Elementalist and just Powerstone Fracture. So here we'll get back. We can't utilize the Urborg yet. I think we're gonna go a Deadly Dispute here, or we can just get another Powerstone Fracture. I do want more removal because we still have another Elementalist, so I don't need to start doing the combo quite yet. And so we're gonna do a Powerstone Fracture on the Awakener. And I still feel like we're in decent shape. The Infiltrator is going to get a little bit bigger. Got blood tokens, treasure tokens, things like that. Oh, there's another one. Okay. So I'm glad I actually got the removal here. Go with a blood token. So we won't block this turn, because we need to kill both of these with the Powerstone Fracture and the Epicure, which gives another blood token. So we're going to be taking some damage, but then we need to kill both of these Infiltrators. Okay, maybe we won't be able to. Ouch, can be taking 5 here. So our opponent is actually tempoing pretty good. Now we're going to be taking 6 here. Ooh, I might just die. Because I need an Eaten Alive. And that's the problem. My opponent just drew like the perfect answers with the gain control. That can actually do it. Will that give us enough mana? It will, and give us a blocker. So Eaten Alive, yeah, this works. Okay, so there's Doomed Dissenter. Eaten Alive. And then we have the Powerstone Fracture. And there's a lot of threats taken care of. We do have to worry about... my opponent used a lot of resources there for that one turn. Used all the blood tokens. There's a Prowler. And a Strangle. Okay with the Strangle. That's fine. Taking 1 damage here. We're just going to Ardent Elementalist Reckless Bargain and gain our life back up. So, and unfortunately, what do I get back here? So, Deadly Dispute's good. We could find, I do want like 1 more Eaten Alive. I don't know, I'm just going to grab a Deadly Dispute just because it's more versatile. And I want to hit a land drop. It almost feels like just running out a Reckoner's Bargain right now, rather than worrying about blocking. I'm going to do that, because I want to hit land drops. Unfortunately, the wrong type of land drop. I think I'm okay, though. Maybe that wasn't the right play, because I'm taking 3. Opponent's out of stuff, though. I'm okay. I'm okay. Oh, I messed up, though. I didn't get back a... I needed to get back, because that's the 3rd Ardent. So we need to draw another... We'll be okay. We'll be okay. So, let's start off with Deadly Dispute. Oh, we have the Blood Fountain. What am I crying about? We're fine. We have the Blood Fountain that can get back everything. And that'll give us some life back for sure. So... that actually exiles. My opponent won't get a draw card off of it. I still want to hit land drops. I don't worry about the blood tokens. And this is going to do damage to my opponent. We can just hold all this stuff up. And Blood Fountain in a turn. Blood Fountain can get back to Elementalist. So we're definitely ahead here. There's the Body Dropper. Should we try to bait off a... Let's do it. I'm going to submit 0. Let's see if my opponent wants to sacrifice something, uses red mana. Okay, cool. So we did get the red mana out of the way. And... you just use Extinguish Light here, right? Or I didn't even need to if I wanted to just use Blood Fountain. There we go. Dead. Just get a draw card off the Prowler. And we'll definitely make that trade. That is fodder for you too, my dude. I think you need to use that more than I need to use my stuff. Okay, we found the green source, so awesome. So let's just go ahead and do this and get back to Elementalists. And use 1 right now to get back the Urborg. And we got the combo. It's assembled. And now it's just all about grinding out your opponent. And sometimes this is what frustrates me about some of these Pauper players, Arena players, is they don't give up. Like right now, it's very, very unlikely my opponent's coming back. We have a Body Dropper dead. We have 2 of their... okay, they're going to sacrifice the tramway stations. That's actually kind of cool. You have Evolving Wilds and the Maestro land you can play as well. But we have plenty of land here. This Urborg Repossession is pretty cool too because you can get back the Blood Fountain and an Ardent Elementalist, and we have everything we need. We have ways to gain life. This is so cool about the Overwhelming Repossession, dude. This 2 life is so relevant on this card. So they really wanted to make, what is it called? Reanimate Dead is the original card from Revised. It was 1 mana. They wanted to make it relevant, and they've been trying more and more stuff. So that's just something that does... oh, look at my opponent doing doing the Urborg Repossession as well. Wonder if my opponent actually has the... combo here. Just exile it. Oh, beautiful. Let's do it. Wait, do you know what? We'll attack first. Because my opponent does not get a card off of blocking. And let's just eat it alive. Let's do it. Boom. It is gone. And then we got the repossession. Now my opponent can't ever get that back. Let's go Ardent Elementalist and Blood Fountain. And then we'll do the Elementalist. And get back Repossession. Do we hit a land drop this turn? Because one cool thing you do with Repossession is you can kick it and get a land back. But let's just go. Let's just keep our mana open. We have a treasure token. So we'll just go Blood Fountain. And we have our opponent locked. Pretty much. Unless we just go through like the series of like the worst luck ever. See if this is like a... Nope, that's just an infiltrator. Don't care about that. So, probably just kill the Prowler. Cool, we'll keep hitting land drops. I'm okay with that. Go ahead and attack in. Actually, we didn't need to attack in, but that's fine. The Elementalists are going to get back eaten alive. And then, maybe I'm doing this inefficiently. There's another Prowler that is no longer an option. And we don't want to use that quite yet. We'll just end a turn Blood Fountain. And we hit a land drop this turn, so we actually progress our board state. That's our third one from our opponent. Keep finding those, huh? What's exiled? 2 of them. Okay. Opponent doesn't want to attack in. That'd be very silly for my opponent to attack in. And there's the Scoopy Scoop. Yeah, at least my opponent does realize it's over. As I'm just going to be juggling this from now until eternity. So, which is actually a very true statement because sometimes we do go to eternity where we have like 8 cards left in the deck. But we've seen some pretty cool combos already with this. The casualty card came in effect there. Really dug us for our Ardent Elemental. Next up we have a mulligan. This is probably mulligan. Like, you have a green source. Our opponent's going first. So if they just aggro out, we have nothing. No removal. We just have a lot of... Well, we don't have Eaten Alive. But I like to typically just... Yeah, this is much better. Just make sure we have a creature. So the kind of redundant card here, I think, is the Blood Fountain. You can make the argument that Epicure is worse. But Blood Fountain's fine with just throw on the bottom. Unfortunately, it's not going to be in play this game. So it's a green deck. Typically, green decks are easy for us because they take a little bit longer to get going. And if they put up the 0-2 Dragon, okay, I think this is something we don't have to worry about. But do we want to slow him down? Let's do it. Let's slow down our opponent and just Volt Surge it. You never know if they're, like, mana screwed here. And I just don't want them dropping their entire deck. Okay. That might have done good for us. And then we'll bargain off the Epicure because I think the blood token's more relevant. Okay, so we made the right call. Opponent is mana screwed. This draws us some cards. Okay, perfect. Perfect, because this now allows... I just typically like to prioritize the tap lands just because I know I'm going to be wanting mana on future turns. And we'll do the same thing. Hopefully the opponent puts out another Caryatid and then... Okay, they have 4 mana now. So... Let's see here. We'll do the Ghast because a treasure token's fine here. Again, I think this blood token's a little bit better. And there's the Repossession. So... Now we can get back to 2 creatures, which is okay at this point. So I'm just going to go ahead and do that. And then put out an Epicure here is fine. We'll put both of them out. I mean, there's the justification for holding up a mana. You know what? We might do that. We'll hold up the mana. Because this way allows us a blood token. Get rid of this mountain. And our opponent's going to start dropping some big creatures here. So we do need to start finding some removal. So far we've seen a whopping nothing. Like they run some like owlbears typically in this. There are some, the prototype cards are all Pauper legal. There's some good prototype, like the one that gains life equal to power, as well as the one that becomes a 10/10 trampler. Like those can be a bit of an issue. So I wonder if my opponent's raging here. Yep, looking at all the cards in their hand. Yep, cool. Let's go to my turn. Okay, we hit another land drop, which is great. We'll get in here for 1. And go Doomed Dissenter, as well as the Shambling Ghast. And then we have a Dig Up the Body, which at this point might just kill the Doomed Dissenter. Because we can be a little aggressive versus our opponent. There's the owlbear we knew was coming. So kill the owlbear, or no, we don't need to kill it yet. So we're gonna dig. We're gonna hopefully hit a creature here to get back. We did not, so hopefully the second one does. Perfect, it found it. Awesome, so we dug for that Ardent. So we have, probably need another Volt Surge. Now, which do I care about more, a blood token or a treasure? Goodbye, owlbear. You will be missed. And what do we need here? Like, a Reckoner's Bargain is pretty good. The problem is we just don't have ways to utilize the Urborg. But blood token's better here. So I wonder if blood token just gets rid of a Doomed Dissenter just so the repossession has something. I think that's actually a better play. To eat this Doomed Dissenter. Let's just do it now. Okay. And there's another repossession, so... Or another Ardent Elementalist, so... Guess we didn't need to get that back, so... There's the golem. And we're going to go ahead and swing in with here, here, here. Huh, interesting. So Elementalist is going to get back a Deadly Dispute because it's a little bit better than a gosh, I want to kill my Elementalist here, though. Crap. I think it's fine. We'll find another one. I just want to kill this thing. So, got in for some damage. But now we still don't have the loop here. And cast another one. Do we have, like, an Epicure we can get back? Uh-oh. We're actually in a bit of a pickle here, because I kind of messed up with the... So my opponent didn't drop these because he was worried about the end of festivities. Unfortunately, trade with the Ardent Elementalist, please. Yeah, I messed up there. I needed to get back. Had to get back a... Or kill the Ardent Elementalist. Come on, you know. Aw, boo. Boo. We will use it, though. And... Epicure. I just want the Epicure so we can actually draw. It's draw a card at this point with the excess lands. And it's another damage. And opponent has to block next turn. So, let's see what the blood token has us to offer. There we go. Now there's a way for us to at least get back the Ardent Elementalist later on. So we have 2 and 2 still coming up. Well, our opponent's going to be gaining some life. We'll go ahead and kill that, though. So, Powerstone Fracture. Ah, man, see, again, I want the Elementalist, but without it, it's lethal, isn't it? 1, 2, 3, 4. My opponent's got has to block here. Yeah. Oh, wait a second. Let's go here. Cancel, cancel. Eaten Alive. No, Eaten Alive is... Cancel. Okay. Powerstone Fracture is better here. Powerstone Fracture. Killing the Shambling Ghast. Ooh, yeah. Hexproof. Guy's Gift, huh? Well, there's a Trample that's not going to come into play this turn. And do we? I just want one in my graveyard. Maybe that's bad play. We'll end up seeing. So the Gift is in this. That's actually rough because our opponent could theoretically get through. Okay, well, we'll just pass. Hopefully just don't get outdrawn here. I mean, there's very few ways we lose this. It's just going to gain a ton of life here. They're just going to start dropping big creatures, but eventually we get through here. There's one exiled, though. And we found it. Okay. Now we are good. Now we get back the repossession. And... exile these big things. And then we can get back Dose, Ardents, and now we have the combo. So now we don't need to do anything else. In fact, a land is fine here. No attacks. Put it back up to 16, though, after gaining life, gaining life, gaining life. And they're going to probably throw out another gain life with, like, another... So... Eaten Alive here is fine. We could do Doomed Dissenter. Because we got another Elementalist thing. Nope, we gotta do that. At this point, it's fine. They can keep Hexproof and just Hexproof, huh? Okay, that's fine. And Repossession. And then attack in. Yeah, I was hoping the block was there so we could get one in the graveyard. Do another damage. Nine lands. So this 7/6 cannot be blocked. That's kind of unfortunate. At this point, maybe a land for a blood token is better. See if there's another hexproof in my opponent's. Get back Eaten Alive. Just so we can kill our dude. See if there's another hexproof card. Eventually run out. Or at least gain enough life that we're not in jeopardy of these big 8/8s. Yeah, we'll keep this in hand. We could actually swamp and... Yeah, we can swamp an Ardent. We'll just pass here. So, opponent can get it for 8 damage. They're running out of hexproofs. Sure. We're down to a 27. What does this do? Adds 1 mana of any color. Enters the battlefield or dies. Create a 1/1. Well, it is naturally getting eaten alive here. There, it is gone. Can't hexproof it again. So now we go Percussion, get to Elementalist. All right, opponent's seen enough there. There you have it. Just have to grind it out. Grind it out. So far this deck's just doing wonderful. We'll play one more here. Hopefully we get like the mono red deck. So there's 3 wins. We've played against 2 legit decks. I don't think mono green's pretty good. I think it like loses to everything. I can see how it can. Well, maybe the mono green beats the mono red. But mono red can dish off. If you don't interact with mono red, which that deck doesn't, it can dish off like easily 30 points of damage in a turn. This is pretty trash. We do have Extinguish the Light we can get to. We are going first, which does give us the ability to get up to it. We do have the Elementals in. I'm going to keep it, and hopefully this doesn't end up being a bad hand. The only reason is we do have Extinguish the Light, which gives us some time. And we do need a red source, though. Okay, so at least we can do Extinguish the Light. A lot of things we can run into here. Spirit Companion. Yeah, probably was a mulligan. Oh, there we go. Now we're okay. Now, you just ignore these Spirited Companions. They're pointless. They can do damage all day long. You have to... The key cards you have to kill are going to be the Unicorns. And I'm not even sure... Like, I might kill this Priest just because we have another removal spell. And we have a way to get it back. And I actually think holding up Extinguished Light's better here. We have hit all of our land drops, which is good. That card is not relevant. Another Spirited Companion. But, I mean, at this point, I want to get the Unicorn out. Okay, I guess we just kill it. Let's see. So, Epicure. And, oops, I didn't want to do Epicure. That was probably pretty bad. So now I need to do this. Ugh. That was bad. Okay. That was super bad. I misplayed that there. I should have Elementalist got back the Extinguished Light. Now, Overseer can be a bit of an issue because we can't really chump block into it. Now, opponent shouldn't be doing these attacks yet. One of the things you want to be doing with mono white is build up. They do run like some pump spells in here. And so, I guess to get the Surge Captain down. Okay, unfortunately, we are missing land drops here, and I've messed up. I think we go Elementalist here. And just get back a Repossession. We'll get back an Extinguished Light. I am frustrated here. I probably should have just ditched. I ditched the wrong thing. Opponent is hitting land drops too. I think I might lose this one. Just because I can't like get ahead. And there's a Steadfast. Yeah, Steadfast is going to pump. So I'm going to trade with the Spirited Companion. And we can kill it next turn. Oh my goodness. Okay, no Pegasus in hand, so at least we stop that. We're hitting land drops every turn, which is okay. But I mean, there's got to be another Unicorn. This is the whole thing with this deck is it draw, can recast the veteran. So Recommission gets back the unicorn. Okay. Ugh. Another draw. And we might just be too far behind. That's the problem with the unicorn. So Eaten Alive is actually really good because we can kill the unicorn again. I'm going to go ahead and play land drop. So these two. Ardent Elementalist with tapping correctly. Because we do need to eat alive the unicorn. But we're going to be taking a hefty bit of damage. And it's exile, so no more recommissions here. But I think our opponent's just going to get the jump. This is where the in the festivals would come in handy. But I mean, we're taking 8 damage this turn, 7 damage. Repossession will gain us alive. I mean, this technically, you know, either draws or gives a 3/2. That's interesting. My opponent decided to do that rather than I wouldn't have thrown it away. I would have thrown a land away. Ay, ay, ay. Okay, so we'll at least gain a life. Oh, I probably should have actually kept that back. Well, this can block. Unfortunately, now we're stuck. We didn't find the... There's no other permanent. So... And unfortunately, So we have a Volt Surge, right? So we need to get the Volt Surge here. Because can't get the Extinguish. We can get the Repossession and double block, so auto pay... Yeah, okay. Okay, that's fine. We'll play this. We'll play this. We'll play this. That's fine. We can block, and then take some damage here. But there could be, like, other pump spells. They run the 5 damage to attacker. Just gonna play the Hippogriff. Okay. So, we can kill a 3/2. We can kill... Or do I want to keep back a Epicure just in case to use as a fodder? Kill a Lumark Elemental. Okay, we'll do that. So probably going to recast this. And the hostilities would be super good here. Huh. Another land, which is terrible. I don't think we can get enough blockers out this turn. There's too many flyers. So we need a blocker on the ground too. So I'm actually just have to play this Jungle Hollow. We have Volt. We have Volt. So gaining a life might be relevant here. So I'm gonna just run it out. So, unfortunately, the best thing to kill here is just the Overseer. But everything flies. That's the issue. That'll do it. Okay, so we just couldn't get the jump there early on. And that can happen against Mono White. But Mono White is still pretty simple of a matchup. And we drew a crap ton of lands there. And possibly I should have been blood tokening. We need to avoid the flyers early and the unicorns early. And just be able to chump block better. But it typically is a pretty easy matchup. So let's see if we can get the mono red matchup here. Because that is still quite popular. And it's actually probably our best matchup. So now this is the perfect hand versus mono white. Because we kill everything with these Shambling Ghast. Shambling Ghast is so key versus that matchup. Okay, so we're going to see maybe our deck here with the Blood Fountain. And unfortunately, we don't really have a lot going on for us. White Blood Fountain. Okay, Spirit Companion. Okay. Sweet. Gonna go for this Shambling Ghast. This is fine because I actually do want the treasure token here. Can actually accelerate us a bit and find us that red mana if we need to. Plus, it can be used as the repossession mana. So this is going to be insanely grindy. But typically, I like to give the edge to us if they don't have the graveyard removal. Because we'll be able to do the repossession combo. So, possibly my opponent's missing... Oh, I was thinking missing a land drop there. Another Blood Fountain. Lots of Blood Fountains. There's the Elementalist. Block, block, block. Okay, I'm okay with this. I'm okay just stacking in. I'm okay with this. Perfect. So we'll get another treasure out of this. And a card, which is exactly what we wanted. Because these treasure tokens are very relevant. We found the Jungle Hall, which we did find the land drop, which is great. There's nothing in our graveyard right now. We could repossession. Yeah, might as well. Get back these two. And still even go with Shambling Ghast here. This Remorse will be super relevant too because it's going to get rid of a card from my opponent that's you know, relevant in their graveyard. Alright, so still need to find a red source we can rely on. There's the Overseer, which don't care about. Like I said, this is going to be insanely grindy. There's our red source. Awesome. So, get in with the Shambling Ghast, because we don't care if opponent blocks. I'll take the treasure tokens all day long. They give me excess mana to start doing stuff with, so... Yep. We'll do Elementalist. Get back the repossession. Actually, we'll use a treasure token here. Get back the Prowler. And pass the turn. Like I said, I think the longer this game goes, the edge is in ours, unless they have some way to exile our graveyard. And then we're in very decent shape. If not, the recommissions. I really want to kill this Prowler, but might as well do this. And I still think hitting land drops is fine. We get back an Elementalist and a Shambling Ghast. And I mean, we have an Overseer that can't be targeted now, which I guess is relevant, but let's see who can grind out the other. So this is like the mono white deck with like more recursion, which I'm not sure is like needed. Ooh, now this is rough. Drawing too much. Gosh. Feel disadvantaged here. I still think we want to grab the repossession. Unfortunately. But now it's this 2-1 flyer we're going to have to worry about until we have a way to kill. Until we find some more removal spells. And we still need to find a way to kill our Elementalist too. Okay, well at least we can start attacking into. I mean, opponent's going to eventually have to block. And the second Elementalist is great here. Oh wow, that's the worst block possible. Because it gives us a way to get it back. Yeah, just going to go dead. Okay, Deadly Spew. Okay, fine. Yeah, you're drawing cards. So... what do we have in our bin? Ay. Sure. I want to draw a card here. That'll be the second Overseer that's just dead. Unless there's another Deadly Dispute. At this point, do I want more lands? I think so. I think hitting land drops is still fine. This is going to be a big war of lands. So, was the Blood Token get back a Shambling the Spirited? Or the Blood Fountain at this point? Yeah, this is crazy. This is going to be a very, very grindy match. Let's see if my opponent does have room, though, to run, like, the traditional pump spells. Because we only worry about the pump spells. We can go tit for tat with our opponent. Our opponent has tons of... okay, they are going a sacrifice permanent. So that is one of their win cons. So they can get that sucker big. So that's probably a good Overwhelming Remorse target. Thinning out their deck like crazy with the lands, too. Oh, boy. Okay, drawing even more cards. Maybe our opponent will draw out. Well, they're tapped out, so goodbye, Infiltrator. One of the, I guess, decent things we need to worry about. I don't care about killing any of these, so we'll just pass. We'll wait till relevant threats. Like that. There's the second Infiltrator. We don't even have any lands left. Oh, yeah. That might actually be a good idea to thin out Ardent. Well, no, we don't want to thin out, though, is the problem. There's 3 of the storefronts. 1 Evolving Wilds. We've seen half of our opponent's deck. That's good. Now we can kill a Rager and a Overseer. Or, I mean, an Infiltrator and an Overseer. The problem is we need the Elementalist in the bin. So, yeah, it sucks. See if everyone has another Deadly Dispute or something. And we'll go Possession. Back these 2. Because at least the Guildsworn can get in for damage and eventually force my opponent to block. So we're only going to be taking the Overseer is the only damage we should be taking, because my opponent does not want to attack in with anything else. Okay, there's the last storefront. So I guess my opponent's life total is 27. Blood Fountain can get back the Infiltrator. That's actually beautiful. Do I want to kill the Ardent Elementalist? Yeah, probably. I was gonna like attack in, but you know what? That's fine. We'll attack in. Because I'm assuming my opponent's not gonna block. Because it's like, oh, you want that in the graveyard. Yeah, that's exactly what I would have done. So we'll kill this. Gain 4 life. I mean, this is pretty hard for my opponent to deal with life gain too. Still gonna go more mana the merrier. More life gain the merrier. Go Ardent Elementalist. And get back the bargain again. Yeah. Definitely want to do the bargain. And then pass the turn. 9 mana to 10 mana. And my opponent is down, out. Can my opponent utilize mana like we can, though? That's the thing. Yeah. We're at a healthy 27 life. Let's draw 3 cards. And we'll be back up to 27. Deadly Dispute's beautiful. Another bargain here. We got to dig up the body, too. We got so many things. What? Ardent Elemental. So, yeah, we're gonna go ham here. Kill the Ardent Elemental. Go up to 31 life. And throw out a non-tap land. And then now we have dig up the body. Opponent should be using like a Deadly Dispute here. Thing is, I don't think they have enough resources or resources in their library to like out-resource me. Unless they have a really good win con. So, Ardent. And we have to kind of worry about ours, too. We're catching up to our opponent quite quickly, even with this mill. And Ardent. And then we have Epicure. And Ardent. And we still have a Repossession, so we can start grabbing, like, removal here. Just do Reckoners, just so there's no way. Yeah, I'm going to do another Reckoners. Now we're card advantage against my opponent. They're going to Blood Fountain and probably get the Inspiring Overseer in the, yeah, the Infiltrator. And they could do a big Infiltrator on one turn with these Shambling Ghast that we do have to worry about. So possibly should have... Ooh, doubles. Okay, I do have to worry about this. Because they can get these suckers huge. 3 of them. Found them all. Okay. So, we just kill and kill. Yep. Those are things my opponent can't sack next time. Yeah, that's kind of bad, because I think my opponent needs to sack. I know they're going to try to drop everything. Uh-oh. I do have to worry with these Infiltrators. I might just die here. Because I played around too long. And didn't get back removal. I should have got back. Because Because these Shambling Ghasts are... I should have killed those Shambling Ghasts. No, because I would have left back treasure tokens. This sucks. I messed around. It's gonna... I don't know what I can get here. Shambling Ghast can't really kill anything. So... I have to kill these infiltrators. So... Overwhelming Remorse is like the cheapest way to do it, plus leave back blockers, right? Because I have way enough in the bin. And they're exiled, gone forever. So I think that's what we do again. And just before our opponent can do anything with them, gain a life here. Can my opponent do 30 damage in a turn? Kill, kill. I doubt it. I don't think my opponent can do 30. Yeah, they're gone. Okay, so that is a +1/+1. 3 cards in hand, possibly more. Yeah, the attack was weird. We're definitely blocking here and definitely blocking here. Yeah, I should have done that before, dude. Could have pushed in through some damage. My opponent's life total is 17 now. Down to 24. There's another search captain. Is that all the deadly disputes too? 1, 2, 3, 4. Another rager. I might not be able to put out enough stuff just to block because these Shambling Ghasts are actually a real threat. With the sacrifice. Recommission. That's the third recommission. Another Spirited Companion. Yikes. Another Blood Fountain. Okay, so... we are going to grab Shambling Ghast here. Take out this Inspiring Overseer. Oh, I just messed up. Big time. I think I just lost the game. Wow, Kevin. Wow. I don't have enough mana here. Wow, I really messed up. I really was not thinking what I was doing there. As I was flustered here. Wow, okay, so do I have enough mana to do... I don't! So, I thought I had a removal spell. So this just has to go here. Get back an Ardent Elementalist, unfortunately. And the Ardent Elementalist has to go back and get a Eat the Dead. Or a Remorse. And we have to take out the Infiltrator. Wow, I screwed up big time. So I'll use my other treasure token, though, to do a Shambling Ghast. This at least gives us some more blockers. But, yeah, I messed up thinking I had a removal spell in hand to kill the Shambling Ghast besides the Deadly Dispute, but I didn't. And now I'm going to be, like, begging for another Urborg. But I do have Dissent. I mean, there's lots of stuff I can draw. My opponent should be out of, like, literally everything. I mean, Blood Fountains get back. They're all exiled. Oh, boy. I did not draw a land, either. So, bargain. Gives me a 2/2 and 2 life. Which is relevant. Deadly Dispute can kill the blood token. Extinguish Light is actually relevant. But my opponent has one more Deadly Dispute's the thing. Deadly Dispute, Deadly Dispute, Deadly Dispute, Deadly Dispute. Yeah, there is one more. Wow. We just drew all land here. Put out something I can actually utilize. Volt Surge will be good. Yeah, Volt Surge is actually good. So Extinguish Light, should I use right now? Let's do it. I'm assuming it's Deadly Dispute. Nope. Okay, so we gained the 3 life. Oh, yeah, though. I'm out of cards. Because I played that so miserably. So this definitely was my bad. We'd have another Urborg. We only have one more Urborg. So I want the Ragers dead here. Because they forced my opponent to draw cards. There's only 7 cards left. That's the last recommission. 6 cards left. Blood Fountain can get stuff back too, huh? And it gets the Shambling backs, which is smart, actually. And if I just draw a land here, I just lose. We did. We drew a land. So how many lands do I have left in my deck? 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. So he's lost. Yikes. Yikes, yikes, yikes. I didn't see a way my opponent could come back from that, but I mishandled that horribly bad. That was, for some reason, I think that was a Power Stone in my hand rather than another sacrifice to draw a card. And that was just stupid to get rid of the Urborg. All right, we'll play one more here since we have a loss that could get us out of there. That was definitely my bet. I think that the deck was better. So the mono white had the jump on us. That one was just a brain fart with me getting the wrong card there and screwing that up. I think this is actually capable with the Epicure because we have the blood token. That's fine, and we can get rid of the Ardent Elementalist. So opponent does go first here. Now I'm on tilt, though, so I don't know if I actually keep this. I think I do, because statistically speaking, we can find the black is the easiest source for us to get. There it is anyway, so let's go ahead with the Epicure. And then we have the Prowler next turn. And it looks like this must be the flavor of the week. We are seeing 2 decks in a row with black and white. Opponent missed a land drop there. Yeah, we don't need to utilize the mana here. Let's get the Jungle Hollow out. And we have Shambling Ghast and a Volt Surge. That is backup. Or we can actually just go Blood Token and get rid of like a Volt Surge at this point. Yep. I did this because there's probably just nothing relevant for my opponent. And this is just going to be probably a scoop by my opponent. Yeah, I have not a clue what this is. Kind of an interesting deck. Go here. Like to play the tap lands. And we'll go Blood Token. Probably Deadly Dispute the Prowler. Would have been interesting to see with this the Sentinel Stalwart. But this is just going to be a wrap. That's going to be too far ahead. As now we can go Swamp, attacking with everything. Ghast, Elementalist. We'll play one more after this to see if we can get that mono red matchup. Yeah. Huh. Sorry, Mr. Descent. Probably just needed one land drop to start. Yep, to start with Inspiring Overseers. Yeah, it happens. We kept kind of a loose hand too, but that blood token put us over the top. Okay. Let's calm the nerves down rather than being on tilt for that last game. Or the game before. And very keepable hand. Very, very good. Tap land, Epicure. Yeah, this is great. Removal spell. Opponent mulliganed. Mono blue matchup. This is actually cool. Ooh, this is... No, it doesn't change anything. This allows us two things next turn with the swamp, actually. Or I could just go the Prowler. We'll go Ghast. Probably should have done it the other way around because our opponent probably has Essence Scatter. Okay, nope. Impulse. This is going to be the Tolarian Terror deck that I was talking about. Ooh, a black. I actually have no... Oh my gosh. We're just lose to that. We just lose that card. And I think our opponent's just using it for ramp. So I had a Braids in here because of... At one point, because I thought Honored Heirloom would be an issue. And I took him out. Because I'm like, I don't care. But yeah, this card is just going to wreck me. I can't do anything about it. At the beginning of your end step, so we'll Volt Surge it down. And maybe we can just tempo our opponent out. Who knows? I don't think I want Vault. Yeah, I don't want to play this for a Volt Surge. Let's do it. Let's just try to put our opponent... Well, we can actually use the Ardent Elementalist when that Heirloom is tapped. We have Eaten Alive next turn. I'm sure some sort of removal spell is coming down here. Gosh, I wanted to play that, but... What is my opponent doing? Yeah, there's just a Terror, the Tolarian Terror. It's just going to die next turn. I'm going to get rid of the Volt Surge to draw a card. So, Prowler... Which one do I want to kill here? The Prowler's like... I don't want to kill any of them here. Elementalists... The Prowler gives us a card, but then puts us... It's a Death Toucher. So I guess Shambling Ghast is the... Might as well use this while I can. Get back to Eaten Alive. consider. Not sure what my opponent can actually do here with 4 mana. Okay. Okay. That was just a quick weird. Didn't see any removal. Didn't see. I mean, trying to get that Tellering Terror out. Honored Heirloom is rough. I kind of want to put an Honored Heirloom in this deck just for the zombie match. We haven't seen the zombie matchup. Let's just finish this off unless this is a long game. I know this has been going on for quite an hour and a half with this, but you get a lot of gameplay here. Very good hand. Yeah, I mean, I wish this was a swamp and then a blood. That's fine. We know Bloodfell. That's fine. It's fine. Mono white. Okay. Ooh. Nope. This is still better. Well, we just see it plains. I shouldn't assume it's mono white. Mono white out of 1-drop is good too, because it gives us the. Ooh. Haven't seen the exemplar. So, unfortunately, we have you and you. Maybe they're just running as a 3/2. That's kind of weird, though, attacking alone. Just trying to pump up a bunch of. Okay, I get it. Trying to pump up a bunch of. Now, do we want to actually block, and force out another spell? But what do we have after that's the thing? Let's do it. You got another spell? It's still a card for a card. Put out another plus counter on it. Okay, that's fine. We're okay with that. Because this guy can trade. This guy can trade with the Jono Exemplar. So it's just trying to pump up one Exemplar. Yep. I get it. But actually, we're in bad shape. Because it's eaten alive. And that takes away its abilities too, huh? Well, we'll at least gain a life. And we'll Deadly Dispute on the blood token. No, on our little treasure token guy. Unfortunately, that really sucks. We can blood token and get rid of the dig, but I can just die to this exemplar if I don't draw a creature. So I guess that was bad to block with both. Other than it did get that, it was still a card for, you know, I guess 2 cards. Gonna gain some life and find a. Wants to find more pump spells. That's weird though. You had plenty of mana. So, let's get rid of the dig. Well, dig can get back. Yeah, let's get rid of the dig. Should have got rid of land. Well, there's good old Elementalist. So we'll go. Elementalist can get back a Deadly Dispute. Let's eat you alive. Okay, it's over. You are too far behind now. Okay, and we got the Urborg. We got the Urborg Repossession, so we are definitely in wonderful shape here. Let's just get a Shambling Ghast back. Because if our opponent then has another and we can kill it on dead on arrival. We have the Deadly Dispute and a turn here. Kind of cute deck to try to get a Sunblade Samurai up, or the other Sunblade up. Yeah, that's pretty trash. On the Minimus. So, create a treasure token here. And there's the center. Let's just get the bounce going. Yeah, okay. So this last one will be our final match. So those were some wonky decks we just came across. None of them were like what I consider tier. Don't even know the full strategy. Like that one definitely was trying to utilize pumping up one creature big. And the issue with that is there's a lot of, well, the white removal is pretty bad. Okay, we hate these ones because we have nothing. I mean, I love this hand, but we don't have anything to do with it. So we have to mulligan it. There, we get the mono red matchup, but we have kind of a weird... Let's get these tap lands out of the way, just so we can utilize mana. We have Volt Surge for his 2-drop here. Okay, nice black red again. We don't get to see... Oh, Body Dropper gets Volt Surged. That's awesome. So, I actually do want a non-tap land here. And then we have Dig Up the Body, which will hopefully get us some more. Card advantage. Hopefully we don't miss with the other one. We get a draw card off of the Guildsworn Dying, though. And one of their huge relevant cards is gone with the Body Dropper. Okay, there's another one, but now they need the cards that go with it. Okay, that's beautiful, actually. So, leave back the Epicure. Pass the turn. Okay, we don't want the second one out so quickly either. Now, do I want to go in the Epicure here? No, let's do the Prowler to make sure we have something to do with this. We could just miss here, but it is going to fill up our graveyard with options at least. We missed. Okay, well, we missed the first one. See the second one we miss. No, that's awesome. We got the Doomed Dissenter. And we got a Powerstone Fracture. So, we have a couple options here with the Powerstone Fracture. So, it's going to be Doomed Dissenter gives us a blocker, Guildsworn gives us a Death Toucher, and could draw a card. Assuming a Deadly Dispute. Yeah, this is probably better. We'll go Prowler, Powerstone Fracture, draw a card. I'm assuming a Deadly Dispute's going to come down here, but it's still a relevant card. And we did play a land drop this turn, so we'll pass. And we can get the Powerstone Fracture next turn. Oh, yeah. Oh, that sucks. I don't think I'll block quite yet. Just finding treasure tokens in... So, let's actually get rid of this land. I want to hit land drops, though. We need that land. Cancel that. Ooh, is that relevant? I don't think it is. Unfortunately... I think I'm going to be greedy here. And try to get some blockers going. The problem is they have double. Found 4 in their first. Ay. I forgot about that card. So now I get to sacrifice it, get a 2/2. That was my bad. 3/3. Oh, and it exiles! We lost. Yeah, I was really bad because of the Bloody Betrayal. I think at this point I need to start blocking. Yeah, I think I'm just dead. That's no blocks here. Yeah, that was rough. That was absolutely rough with the... Because all we can do now... So we have the Urborg. They can get back the Death Toucher. We can get back these two. The problem is if my opponent has another... Shambling Ghast kills us here too. Unfortunately, we're going to go 6-3 with this one. I don't think there's a way. Is this the same guy we played earlier? This Paradox beat us twice? Yeah, I think so. Unfortunately, had some rough... No, we beat them last time. We pulled it off. That was right. We lost to the other Grixis Infiltrator deck. Found 3 of them in the first 16 cards. That's rough, because usually I have to dig for them. And we killed 2 of them. Has another Eaten Alive? Gets to draw a card. Yeah, these Prowlers are just bad. And exiles it too. And we got a block here. Just finds all of my stuff against me. So we do get an Eaten Alive. That does help us out a little bit, but probably not. Probably not relevant. We have to kill this one now. Yeah, those Bloody Betrayals, super good versus us. Didn't get to see the mono-red matchup. Yikes. Yikes. But, I mean, it is what... 3 of them. 3 Bloody Betrayals with 2 Body Droppers and 3 Gixing Infiltrators. And we're just dead no matter how we block here. Well, you had me dead, dude. You could have just blocked. Yeah, I don't think there's anything that gets us out of this. Because we have it exiled, yeah, so Urborg still won't even get us out. Well, I guess you could have killed itself. Well, let's see what the roll of the dice gets us. Womp womp. See what this roll of the dice gets us. We'd have to find 3 blockers, which I don't think is possible. Nope. That is going to be game. So, 6-3. Can't feel too bad about that. I misplayed a couple of the matchups here. That was super, super lucky by my opponent having the, the bloodies, which just matched up perfectly. Possibly could have played that differently rather than trying to, run these things out. Because we saw it last time. It wasn't like that was new to us with the bloody betrayals. But anyway, is what it is. 6-3, which does not give us our goal, just gives us some measly packs. Hope you enjoyed this video nonetheless. With the Tuesday Bruise, it will probably come out on a Wednesday now. It's so late. Yeah, it's a fun little format. I really enjoy this deck. Any upgrades to this deck or any other commentary would be greatly appreciated in the comment section below. Kevin with Rogue Deck Builder. Thanks for watching.